is brought to you by...
Sorry, not sure what happened there. As I was saying, thanks to JP Melbs for sending this Omega Speedmaster in for a review. His page will be linked in the description below. Like it or not, Omega have had great success with the Speedmaster since it first left our planet strapped to astronauts' wrists as they ventured into space. It has obviously been turned into marketing campaigns, with new releases appearing in today's watch space quite frequently. Some may argue too frequently. However, the allure and romantic history is hard to ignore for many, and the watch buyer is spoilt for choice when it comes to the Speedmaster catalogue. The Omega Moonwatch coaxial chronograph Dark Side of the Moon is an evolution of the family, and it apparently was the adventures and the accomplishments of the Apollo 8 astronauts that inspired the all-black ceramic Speedmaster series. Omega's advertising words, not mine. The first difference is the 44.25mm case. Those familiar are more accustomed to the 42mm case, however lug to lug remain pretty similar at 49mm. Thickness has jumped up to a beefy 16.4mm due to the automatic movement at a guess, and lug width of 21mm. Now, the dark side is more than just an original Speedy with a DLC or PVD coating. The entire case is melted down and cut out by a diamond saw from a single block of black zirconium oxide ceramic. It's then brushed and polished. Yep, you heard that right. The entire ceramic case has both brushed and polished surfaces, and it's incredible to see. This makes the watch virtually scratch proof, and JP told me this piece is actually 7 years old. I actually thought it was almost new. There's great contrasting lines between the slightly twisted lugs, beveled edges, and the case itself, and it surprisingly bounces light at certain angles. The fairly flat caseback and straight lugs means on my 6.5 inch or 17cm wrist, it wears true to the dimensions listed. The thickness is a downside with this watch, so is definitely more at home in a casual or weekend environment, and although water resistance is increased from the original, it's still only slightly improved at 50 meters. The pushers and crown are also full ceramic to finish off the case. Operation of the chronograph is smooth and crisp as expected, with the tech inside running the coaxial caliber 9300 movement. Pulling the crown out, however, can be difficult at times and required me to get my thumb fingernail right in underneath to pull it out. That being said, winding is smooth as expected with the newer movement now powering this Speedy. The first position was a cool trick I didn't expect, with a jumping hour hand without interrupting the running seconds, which is great for travellers. The date can also be set backwards or forwards if crossing time zones. In the second position, it includes hackings of the seconds for accurate time setting. The coated nylon fabric strap with fold-over clasp, also made of ceramic and titanium, was reasonably comfortable, although a little tricky to adjust, and I feel the strap may wear over time due to the way it sits in the clasp. I also struggled to get the exact fitment, annoyingly common for me, and so I did find the watch rubbed a little bit at times due to the larger case size. The now famous tachyometer scale bezel is of course finished with brushed ceramic, with the text being matte chromium nitride. All very hard wearing, and it looks fantastic. Flipping the watch over, the display sapphire crystal caseback shows off the newer developed automatic 9300 coaxial movement. Some tech includes the coaxial escapement, silicon balance spring, and a free sprung balance wheel, to name a few. This produces 60 hours of power reserve and is COSC and METAS certified. There's also high anti-magnetic certification, and the double barrels are DLC coated on the inside to reduce friction. Finishing is excellent as expected, and I actually really enjoy the names printed on the parts, mainly because I learned stuff, along with the Geneva waves on the rotor. All of this comes with a 5-year warranty from Omega on all coaxial movements. Hashtag not sponsored. But a very nice package indeed. Sitting on top is a sapphire crystal with anti-reflective treatment on both sides, and looking beyond this, you are met with a liquid black polished ceramic dial. You'd be forgiven for thinking a full black dial would be dull, but this thing shimmers and reflects light unbelievably well. The subdials have running seconds with timing to 1/8 of a second for up to 12 hours. I've also read of people using the subdial at 3 o'clock as a second time zone function, which is super cool. The 18 karat white gold applied batten markers pop off the contrasting black dial and are very, very legible. The simple pointed stick hands are of course diamond polished 18 karat white gold, because why not? I'm glad Omega kept the same styling of the original Speedmaster here, as it maintains the history while pushing the watch into a modern era. The central chrono second hand must have material envy, as it's only polished rhodium plated with a red tip, and certainly is a nice touch of colour to the dial. Lume is very bright once energized, is cleanly applied and lasts for a decent amount of time. I thoroughly enjoyed my time with this watch. I wore it far more than expected and was a little sad returning it. While I wish Omega would tone down the whole Moon Watch campaign, you do have to admire the way they push new technology and materials in large volumes. The dark side of the moon is far from scary, apart from maybe the case proportions, and is pleasantly bright and legible. This all wrapped up in a stealthy, hard-wearing, scratch-proof case. I mean, what's not to like? Thanks for watching, and please do subscribe to the channel. It really helps. And if you want to see more daily content, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Mr. Ace K Productions. See you next time.